So now we're going to move into the first segment of the night. I love you. We're going to move into the first segment of the night, inspired by our lovely brown skin. So the message of the night is, are you willing to walk alone? Are you willing to walk alone? And there's a lot of the times where it's things we want to say, things that we may want to do, but we're scared of what will be the reaction or consequence of that thing. And it is important that we be mindful of that, but there are going to be at some point of time, you may be put in a situation where you may have to say something, call somebody out on something, or speak your truth in whatever way, or set a boundary in whatever way, or say no, right? Say no to that and yes to you and what's true for you. And that may make people feel uncomfortable. That may piss them off, to be frank. And in result, it may cause for some relationships to, separate, for us to separate. But this is the thing too that I think we have to do better as a collective, is like learning how to, it's challenging for us women especially, because we don't really know how to communicate, but or we don't really like to understand outside of ourselves. But learning how to love a person through all of the seasons, unconditionally, learning how to, and it takes two to tango, right? Obviously, but it's often that as soon as we disagree, then we got to call it quits, and so I ask you to challenge yourself, when it comes to when you're put in these uncomfortable situations where you have to speak on something, or somebody says something that you disagree with, or somebody says something that triggers you, or how are you going to respond to that? Is this the end all be all because you don't see eye to eye, or is there a perspective that you can consider, or something that you can talk through, even if you got to give yourself a few days or something to breathe and recollect, but there are some times where reconciling isn't a thing, rekindling isn't a thing, and you may be so scared of experiencing that you stay in places that you are not feeling fulfilled, you are not feeling happy or welcomed, or there may be things that you really want to say, but you keep blocking your throat chakra, repressing these, suppressing these thoughts and truths that you want to share. But I want you to remember that you are never alone, all right? And when you allow yourself to just be authentic and speak truthfully, irregardless to, what may transpire or expire in result of this, when you allow yourself to do that, it will be uncomfortable in the beginning. And some of you are in this space where you don't have friendships, or you don't connect with people, and you may feel lonely, and you may be, actively seeking your tribe or actively seeking support in ways. But I want you to really reflect on yourself, and what kind of friend would you like to show up as when you do get reconnected with these people or new people. What kind of friend do you want to be? Reflect on your friendships in the past. Like, how did you fall short? What were what good attributes did you have as well? But we can really grow when we allow ourselves to see, like, in what ways we can improve. And friendship is a very weak department right now, because it's all about isolation, cutting people off, which once again is necessary at times, but it's like that's what we automatically resort to. And we create this loneliness around ourselves because we begin to be content with the space that we're in. and we don't want to learn how to communicate. We don't want to learn how to love a person through their seasons. And once again, it takes two to tango. But I want you to see how you're moving. How are you moving on the dance floor? You know. And after you've done all you can, that's all you can do. But sometimes you may be walking alone for a very long time in the physical realm, or it may not be that long, but it may feel like it, or it may look different. Like, prime example, my walk in the physical is very it's just me right now, you know. And I connect with my babies online, I connect with people in passing, but the way my life is set up right now is just me and my family. And it was very uncomfortable at first, and I craved, you know, being outside. And now I'm just honoring the season that I'm in, you know, learning to love the different seasons that I have to grow through. And staying true to what you believe in. It was one time I was challenged, like I shared a ritual with y'all. I shared something with y'all that, like a family ritual, and my family members, it kind of got on me. They tried to anyway, because they didn't understand why I shared like a family ritual with the collective. And, you know, they came from a fear-based mindset of, what if this backfired on me? And I told them, I was like, I know my role. I'm not worried about nothing backfiring on me. I have things already set up in case a muff would try, right? And things like that. But it made me, I had a slight thought of, should I have? But that thought literally flew past, and I just had to be very assertive because they was not getting it. And I was like, no, like, I know I was being guided to do that. I know that I am protected, and I know that I'm meant to share light and share what I know. And I stood on that, and it was very uncomfortable. It was very, very, very uncomfortable. And then shortly, when we got off the phone, like, so many synchronicities came through from my dad, and that was just confirmation that I stood on business, and I knew what I knew, and it made them uncomfortable, but I had to do what I had to do, and I had to say what I had to say. So that concludes the message of the day, and we're now going to move into the next segment of the night, which is the daily energy. Ashe.